everyone, welcome to another episode where I am doing a one-on-one interview with another PSP candidate, and this very youthful looking person, his name is
Terence.
Terence Soon.
Yes, Soon.
Okay, Terence Soon. So welcome to the program, Terence.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, okay, so it's great to have you here, someone a lot younger, because we have some of them who are a little bit older, but you are one of the younger ones, huh?
Yes.
Not the youngest, I was told, but one of the younger ones. Terence is gonna, you'll get to know a lot more about him in his public profiles and things like this, right? But that's not the purpose for today. We are trying to find out a little bit more about his personal, right? Like maybe where he grew up, which school he went to, so on and so forth, huh? And he has prepared some pictures for us, and he's a very interesting career right now. If you're wondering what is this young man doing, he is a first officer with our national airlines, which is Singapore Airlines. So how long have you been flying?
I have been with Singapore Airlines for 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
But as a first officer for about 2.5.
Okay.
Correct.
So now your wings are a bit clipped because COVID, all the airlines are...
Yeah, correct.
So
I haven't flown in quite a number of months also.
Okay,
correct.
wow. So, I mean, the airline, certain industries, right, have been really badly affected.
Correct.
And especially the airlines have suffered, and a lot of those airlines have even gone bankrupt, right? Some of those big airlines, you should never expected them, right? And then the tourism industry is it's like a tsunami in a way, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then the hotel business, the events business, the tourism in general. So it's been really very, very badly affected. So are you likely, you also want to know, right? Because depending on how the situation develops,
Right
when
now,
you'll be flying again?
Yeah, there's no kind of timeline given to us because the fleet that I'm on, the 777.
Oh, you're on the 777,
Yes,
that's a Boeing
correct.
aircraft. I'm also quite a plane fanatic, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Currently, our aircraft is only having, I think, 1 or 2 routes. So the rest of the flights are actually going on the Airbus 350 and the Boeing 787. So unfortunately, it's not
So your
what I'm flying.
777 has been mothballed at the moment.
Yeah, more or less. Just like the 380.
Yeah, no load, who will want to operate?
Yeah, correct.
So that being at that point in time when the load was good and everything, like, wow, you can't wait to squeeze more people into the aircraft.
Exactly.
And now suddenly this whole thing happens. So where do they park the aeroplanes?
There's some parked at Changi, some which are in Alice Springs, which is a desert. So the reason why they try to put it in the desert also because of
Dry?
Yeah, it's dry, the humidity, so things don't corrode. And also there's a ready team of maintenance personnel there to continue to maintain the aircraft.
What is the total number of aircraft that SQ have? I'm just curious.
SQ has about 115 or 110 plus.
110 plus, almost
but
120
that's just the main fleet. So we're not talking about Silk Air, Scoot.
Oh, yeah, Scoot and all this.
Yeah.
So all that added in, must be quite big.
I think quite substantial.
Quite substantial.
I don't know the exact number, but definitely way more than 100.
150, 160
Yeah,
maybe even.
probably about that.
Yeah, so right now, aircraft can only make money when it's flying, and they've been grounded now for quite a few months. So does you all use the 737 as well, or only Airbus A320?
737 is only on Silk Air, so we don't.
The Scoot don't use the 737, all Airbus.
Good. They have the Airbus, The 737, they were supposed to get the 737 MAX.
But the one that problem, right, with the software and everything was scary, man. Wow. Tell you one thing after another, and Boeing as a company has also suffered tremendously.
Correct.
After
very much so.
the fatalities and things like this. So okay, before we go too much into your career, let's see what are some of the pictures that you have brought forward to share with us, right?
Okay.
Okay, and that's you as a young boy.
Yeah.
Wow, quite handsome. Now still handsome lah, lucky handsome lah now. So how old were you then? Can you remember?
I would think it's about 4
or 5.
4 or 5 years old.
Like some kind of a reservoir or something, or what? Like seems like water behind you?
This is somewhere overseas, but I have no recollection where it is. It's somewhere where my folks brought me.
Brought you all for holiday lah. Oh, okay. So are you an only child, or you have some siblings?
No, I have 2 siblings, 1 brother, 1 sister. Older brother.
Oh, one older. Oh, so you are sandwiched in the middle.
Yeah, correct. The middle
so
child syndrome.
Boy, girl lah.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
What's the age difference between you and your elder sibling?
2 and 2. Yeah.
So your parents very spaced out two.
They planned it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. So which school did you go to? Your primary school?
My primary school I was in Pei Chun.
Pei Chun, it's still around, right? I'm sure.
Yes, Pei Chun is still around. It's in Toa Payoh. Yes.
Wow, so你是讲华语的啊？
Not really good lah, normal only.
Cannot be if your first language, huh?
Because last time Pei Chun Chinese, right? Then after that, go SGI higher Chinese, and but after that, because I took higher Chinese, so in JC I was exempted from taking Chinese. So from 17 years old, I never speak Chinese for donkey years, you know.
I thought it's like once the foundation is there, it's like riding a bicycle, everything comes
Hopefully
back.
Like okay, so the foundation that Pei Chun tried to ground us actually is in the 唐诗300首. So last time when we were young, every morning without fail, the principal, the 校长 sure make us go and
recite.
Yeah, recite. So I was the class monitor for 1 or a year. So unfortunately, I had to I don't know, you know, go out in front.
During assembly, you mean?
Yeah, like in the sports hall, and then just go and
what did you have to say?
to
Just for the viewers.
Well, so we had to memorize quite a number. So the good thing is, because you know when you're young, your memory is quite good, right? So you are able to remember quite a lot. One of the 唐诗 which I still use a lot with my wife, because my wife, unfortunately, sometimes she doesn't finish all her food, you know. She leaves some rice grain on her bowl. Well, I like to make sure every morsel is gone.
不要浪费，
不要浪费。So I every time tell her, you know, you waste food, I'll make you 背的唐诗. So it goes like that. 锄禾日当午，汗滴禾下土。谁知盘中餐，粒粒皆辛苦. So it's talking.
Wow, very cheap. My Chinese are more standard one. My terrible. Wow, they all like some kind of like a poem like that.
It's just basically talking about the farmers, right? That how much they have to toil in the field in order to get each grain of rice. So you better not waste it. So I tell my wife, if you waste, I will make you pay.
It's almost like a rhythmic, you know, like a poem.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's the 唐诗.
Yeah, last time I ever see those movies like those people take a book or then they walk around, then they recite and then they move their head.
Oh no, I'm not that level. Yeah.
Oh, so you're married?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow. You look very young, married. So,
still very young,
yeah. Still very young. I mean, you look young. I can almost put you in a school uniform and send you back to JC.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, because my wife also has a very baby face, just like me. So sometimes people think both of us are still in school.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't know, like think we're in JC or something, but no, man.
Okay. Yeah. So just a bit curious. So when you walk into the plane, right, will the passenger, this one the captain?
No lah. No, the captain obviously looks a lot older. I'm the
they,
other guy.
They all don't know, you know. I mean, like public, right? They just see you, then you go into the cockpit, wear your hat.
No, that's why I always wear a cap. Cover the eyes.
At least, this one flying the plane, Hey, like schoolboy like that.
Yeah. But you know, a lot of captains and cabin crew, they do say that, you like 小弟弟, you know. Unfortunately, it comes to the face.
It's an asset, okay? Trust me, better to look young. So you're a father already or what?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, I have a baby daughter.
Wow, good luck.
Very young still though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So so how old are you roughly?
I'm coming 30 in a few weeks' time.
Oh, you're coming? Oh, 30? Oh, you're still young now.
30 years old.
Almost young enough to be my son.
Sure.
Yeah, how old is your daddy?
My dad is 62.
62. Your dad is just about 62, 5 years older than me.
Oh.
So technically, I can also be your father,
you definitely
right,
can be my dad.
So you see, so you know how old I am already. 老了，不中用了吧? So when did you and your wife meet? How did you all meet?
It was through a mutual friend actually.
So packed off for how long before you all married?
We met when she was 21. We married when 5 years, close to 6 years. Yeah.
So don't tell me, don't disappoint me. I hope our captain will do it differently. Because I did interview someone and they say, how did your husband or your wife propose to you? How did your husband propose to you? You know lah, Singapore man. Shall we go to HDB? No. I'm sure you didn't do that, right? You did something more romantic, right?
Yeah, I got a hotel room and then after that got her best friends, her whole family, and
wow, you pull out all the stops,
Yeah, because I know that she would definitely have appreciated having her close friends and her family around for such a momentous occasion.
But it was a total surprise to her, lah.
Yeah, you know, because her brother was there, right? So and of course her whole family. So her dad was actually telling her, hey, my wife's name is Sophie. So he was saying, hey Sophie, today you wear a bit nicer, you know. Just wear a bit nicer. Then she, don't want lah, go with you only, wear nice for what? Then end up come in the hotel room, then she was shocked, wearing spectacles and all. And then obviously there's a bit of regret, but yeah, it all worked out okay.
Cannot spoil the surprise, right? If we give too much away, then she'll suspect that you are trying to do something lah. So was it emotional? Did she like cry? Like,
yeah, but she said she forgot everything. So we took a video, and only by watching it that she actually remembered the whole.
So she was like, wow, so overwhelming for her.
Yeah, I don't know, like the first thing, open the door and I'm dressed up in a suit and all, and then she's like,
wow. That is so sweet. That means you do it differently. Good. You most Singapore men are very boring one.
BTO.
You don't even say, will you marry me? Shall we book a HDB? Okay, let's look at the next picture you have. And that's you and your siblings.
Yes. So I'm the one on the right hand side.
So Koko is much taller than you, huh?
I'm not very tall at all. My brother is quite a bit above average height. My sister is quite alright. I'm like the shortest in my family,
so
unfortunately.
Is your brother and your sister also married, or just?
Yes, everyone is married.
Everyone is married. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, let's look at the next picture coming up. And this is in the uniform, Army or Air Force or what?
No, this is when I was in secondary school and JC. So I was in the NCC, the National Cadet Corps. So specifically the NCC Air. So it's kind of
NCC Air.
Yeah, because NCC, most people think, you wear green.
You're
like the army.
So
this one is actually under the Air Force wing per se.
I didn't know they had this, no?
Yeah.
NCC Air. I also thought it was just army only.
Yeah, they even have a NCC C.
NCC?
C. SEA.
The naval one.
Navy one.
Cool, man.
Yeah, okay. So you'll get to wear the same uniforms. Yeah. So for example, the one on this side is the number 1 uniform, and then this would be the number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but without the jacket.
But you're not pilot yet, lah.
No. I this is 17, 18 years old only.
Okay. Yeah, also, but because you're in NCC Air, so in a way, it prodded you to become a pilot, lah.
Well, it's more because I wanted to be a pilot. So it's kind of trying to structure your life to, according to your
doing
passion.
Doing the things that can lead you in that direction, huh?
Yeah, more or less.
Excellent.
Correct.
Okay, let's see what's the next picture here. Wow, already flying already. Wow.
Yeah.
But what's the one on the jacket or whatever?
Yeah. So the jacket, that is the SGI windbreaker, my secondary school. So the history behind this is it's the first prototype of the windbreaker, the official windbreaker that SGI ever had. So what happened was, me and a couple of other friends, we decided to start a new CCA in school. And from there, we got the principal's permission as one of our first pet projects to start something which the school doesn't have yet, which is an official school windbreaker. So we went through the whole design phase, marketing, sales phase. So we had to go up in front of the whole school during morning assembly, And last time I had such bad stage fright.
Shaking, trembling.
So it was so bad, and you don't know how to speak, but I mean, you just go through the whole process. You learn how to go through the design process, to deal with the China suppliers.
You have to deal with the China suppliers.
Yes.
So how did you have to confirm to a minimum order or whatever?
That part I can't remember, but because we were selling to a school, so we already had hundreds.
A few hundred students, maybe 1,000 or more students, right?
Yeah. So the based on the interest, we already had a few hundred. So yeah, we came out with a few prototypes, and this is one of the prototypes.
So you made money from this project, lah?
Yes, we did.
The profits went to the school or went to you guys?
Not us, lah. Everything went back to the school. To help the needy students.
Good, lah. So there was an entrepreneurial process, and it's good that your principal actually allow you all to have that hands-on experience, right?
Correct. Yeah. So through the CCA, they also managed to jumpstart a diploma and enterprise program in SGI. Although I was not part of it because I was going to graduate.
SGI, that means were you in the IB program or just the?
No. I was a normal O-level route.
Okay. Then what about the plane there?
Okay, so that was when I was in JC. So I joined the Singapore Youth Flying Club, and that was the exact same make of the aircraft that were flying.
For those plane fanatics, what model?
So this is a Piper Warrior 2. Warrior 2.
Okay.
Because there are many different versions of the aircraft.
Right. Last time in the old years, I remember they had the junior flying club near to where the old CMPB was, no?
Right.
Near the Dempsey area, and they had but they were using the
Cessna?
Cessna,
Okay,
the Cessna,
Now, this is different. So this one, at that point of time, it was in the late 2000s, right? 2007. So,
I mean, a much better aircraft to fly and everything.
Yeah, but now they're using a much better aircraft, like the current day.
The current one.
Yeah, they're using glass cockpit, meaning it's all digital cockpit. Ours is still flying analog, and it's like the the old style
the
gauges.
dials and everything.
Yeah, but it's good. It teaches foundation in flying.
Great. Let's see what's the next photo here. Wow! This is a big gun, man. Is that a 155 mm howitzer?
Correct.
Wow, so you're an artillery guy, huh?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And those are my parents.
Oh, mom and dad,
Yes.
Oh, what's this like?
This is my passing out parade.
Passing out parade. Okay.
Yeah. So
I thought you ORD. Not yet, lah.
No. Yeah. So the platform that I was on eventually in my operational unit was not this 155. We were using the Primus. It's also another 155, but it's the Self-Propelled Howitzer. So it looks something like that, just with a kind of shell over it, with like a tank.
So it's mounted onto so that it can have more mobility.
Correct. So they can move by itself.
Because this old one, they had to be towed by a tonner or something like that. No? So,
you need a tonner.
Yeah, to pull out, they have the power to pull it. This thing weighs a ton, but wow.
My brother actually was a gunner for this particular gun, because my brother is in artillery as well. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
it's
interesting.
family.
So do you go overseas for live firing exercise and all these things as well, lah? As part, because Singapore, how to fire, boom, we reach JB, cause international incident.
The last one obviously was Exercise Thunder Warrior, which was last year, but I have another picture at a much later time.
Okay, sure. Let's look at the next picture. Wow, what is this?
Yeah, this is not some wet shirt competition. This is my water baptism.
You're getting baptized.
This was in 2011.
Wow, why you have to cover your face? Or you're wiping the water off your face?
This one just literally pull out of the water, so all the water on the face.
But you just immerse yourself,
I was not
right?
crying. I was.
I thought you were tears of joy because finally, baptized already. Wow, hallelujah.
No, the reason why I chose this is not to show the religion or something. It's not that. Because at that point of time, I was a couple months away from 21 years old. So under church policy, if you are not 21 and above, you have to have parental consent to get baptized.
I see.
So I was very
adamant,
convicted and adamant, correct, to do the water baptism at a point of time. So I asked my parents for permission, but they didn't want to give it.
They are not Christians, are your parents?
They are not.
Okay lah.
So they were quite against it. It was, unfortunately, I was a bit rebellious also,
No lah, maybe not rebellious. You were a little bit strong-headed. That means you knew what you wanted and you were going for it lah.
Yeah, well, if that's a better term to put it.
Yeah.
So I actually told them, look, if you don't sign the consent, then I'll do it next year when I'm. Because I was just a couple months away from 21, right? But unfortunately, they only have one a year.
You have to wait almost one more year. Yeah.
So I tried. If you don't sign it now, I'm going to do it next year, with or without your approval. So they're like, okay, we'll just sign it. It's one of the very few times where kind of gave my parents so-called an ultimatum. I don't normally do such things.
You don't look like the Thor. You look like a very nice guy, like the boy next door, that the girls would like to bring home. But unfortunately, girls, if you're watching, this guy is taken, he's already a father. So don't have any hope, any more things. Okay, let's look at your next picture then. What is this one?
Okay, so this, in chronological order also, after I ORD'd, so right before I ORD'd, because I didn't do too well my A-levels, I had to redo my A-levels. And
where did you attend for your JC?
I was in Catholic Junior College.
Okay. So maybe they in a way spurred you to become a Christian also, SJI, and then...
It's a bit hard to say, because even when I was in kindergarten, my parents put me in a Methodist church for the whole nursery program.
Okay.
But it's a bit hard to say.
Yeah. Why show the smiley face of the friend?
I very scared my friend not happy. I put his face.
Oh, I see. Okay, to protect his privacy lah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I was thinking that how come got the smiley face instead of the friend's face? Oh,
so
the
the significance behind this is we took our A levels together, and he was my primary schoolmate as well.
Oh.
So we just so happened to meet each other, and we were in the same army unit for I don't know, is it?
I see.
One of the army units, either BMT or suspect or something.
I see.
Yeah. So
so you all were there to support each other. That means you took the private candidate route lah.
Yes.
While you were in the army, you all were studying at the same time.
Yes, correct. So quite a number of months before I ORD'd lah. I think maybe half a year or less than half a year before I ORD'd, I actually went as a private candidate. So
there was
just
a
use
theme
up the
there,
leave.
was it something about Japan? Gambate?
Yeah,
Japan?
so this is to raise funds for the 2011 tsunami in Japan.
Oh, so good lah. At least you are already, giving back in your own little way lah, right?
Of course, because I mean, at a point of time, you feel like, in a way, the country has helped you. You also need to give back. And why I say the country helped me is because my CO actually ensured that we can take our A levels. Because without her approval, we might not be able to.
Her approval? You're serious, Chabo?
Yeah.
Artillery?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know what she is now, but she's probably a general or something. I have no idea.
Oh, no. There's only one BG who's a lady, but I think she's in the Air Force. For women in the armed forces. Maybe she could have been up to maybe a lieutenant colonel or...
No, at that point of time, she was a lieutenant colonel and she was only 31, 32 years old at the point of time. Not much older than me now, So,
woman power, huh?
Yeah,
You leave something for the men, ladies.
Yeah, she's a president scholar in SAFO.
Wow, president scholar some more.
Yeah,
wow.
so she's very adamant that, okay, education is important. So you guys go,
so
me and another guy.
She encouraged you actually.
Yes. So, there's a lot of so-called benefit that we even got during our national service days in terms of being able to try to right a wrong, if you want to call it that, which is, didn't do well in A level.
It's just that you had different priorities. 比较顽皮那个时候，现在成熟一点呢 thinking is more correct 啦。
More or less.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Let's 毕业了 Okay. Wow, this is in front of the MBS, huh?
Yeah. Correct.
So you studied at RMIT?
This was from SIM RMIT.
But you attended full-time course?
Yes.
Okay. Full-time student.
Yes.
And what was your major?
In business management.
Of course lah. You were so young, right? At SGI, make the jacket or
the windbreaker.
Windbreaker, and then so that has spurred your entrepreneurial spirit. Excellent. So let's see what is the next photo. Wow, this place looks cold, man.
Yeah, this is in Michigan. So the story behind this picture, I started a business in my final semester of university. So this was the holiday right before that, because we have a semester break. So I started it, and because I had absolutely no background, no network to speak of, so everything was really started from the ground up. Whether or not to build the network.
In what? What business was this?
I was doing aircraft sales, aircraft brokerage. Yeah, so we were focusing quite a bit on the private jet market.
You sell private jets?
Okay, it sounds a bit more fanciful than it is, because at the end of the day, there's a buyer, there's a seller, there's a product. The only thing is this product is a bit more expensive.
Wait, hello. It's not just a little bit more expensive, right?
I cannot afford it, obviously.
Yeah.
But we sold used aircraft, the second or third or however many thousand-hand aircraft. So it's a lot more affordable than a brand new.
A very niche market, right?
It
and
is.
Then you didn't know anybody there. How you start a business? I mean, who will want to deal with you, boy?
Exactly, and somehow I have a baby face, right?
Yeah. Hey, you sure or not? You still in kindergarten, right?
So how it was, I started by trying to find all the players in Singapore, right? All those who are in the private aviation market. Try to talk to them, try to learn from them. Unfortunately, everybody didn't want to entertain me except for one person. So he became...
It's always that one person who was willing to listen to you.
So he was very willing to share. So I look to him kind of as my de facto mentor.
Okay.
Correct. So he roughly guided me in the ways in which I should go. So after that, I went to the USA. I went to...
so he asked you to go to Michigan?
No, not at all. he was just saying what are the rough process in order to do this sales.
Right.
Who are the people in the supply chain, right? So from there on, it became a matter of me trying to reach out to all these different suppliers. It was all through email initially.
I see.
Right?
I see.
You see, when you send an email and then they say, okay, we'll meet you, right? I try to arrange a meeting. So you can imagine the huge shock on their face when they see my face. That was across the whole continental United States.
Oh, you went to different parts of the
States?
States?
Yes. So I traveled from the western coast, right? Landed in LA, then made my way to different states all the way until Florida, then New York. Of course, Michigan is in the northern part. So that's one of the stops.
Right.
And the reason why I put this was there were quite a lot of hardships at that point in time because I had no money. I was a bit too young. I was there alone, a bit overly ambitious.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
Yeah, so
I have no money.
Exactly. The money was one of the biggest bugbears at that point of time because it's essentially bootstrapping. I was running it out of my own savings. Over here, this is a very small town in Michigan.
It's bitterly cold, what was the temperature?
It was minus 15 degrees. Celsius.
You. From Singapore, 30 over degrees and go there minus 15.
The very unfortunate part about this town is there is no bus service, there is no taxi service.
Look, the street is completely deserted. Run bus service for who, boy? For the animals? No, I don't.
Yeah, correct. So I didn't have money to rent car, right?
Aiyo, that's how you walk,
I walked. So from my motel to get to Walmart, it was very far away. It was like almost the next town already.
Aiyo.
So it was almost 3 hours there and back. So about one and a half back.
Wow, that's very dangerous.
So the whole time I was walking in this frigid weather, I was literally in my mind just keep thinking about my army days. Route march.
That was but it's very dangerous, no? Because from exhaustion or hypothermia could have set in and everything. You could have,
but I didn't die.
Okay lah.
You know what they say, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah. Okay.
This is just the starting phase of trying to build a business, and of course, after a while, things start to fall into place when the network and whatnot.
So you sold how many aircraft?
Cannot say.
Cannot say. Okay. Okay. I didn't even ask you who are your clients. Then from there, how did you end up with SIA?
Okay, my goal, my dream job since I was a toddler always was to become a Singapore Airlines pilot. Always, since I was, 4 or 5 years old. I think that partly has to do because my dad also worked for the airline.
Your dad's also a pilot?
No, he's a technician. He worked for SI Engineering. And my brother now is also a pilot, but he's flying for Scoot.
Flying for Scoot?
Yeah.
Your brother's also a pilot?
Yes.
It runs in the family.
He's another first officer.
Okay. What aircraft is he on?
The 787.
787, the Dreamliner?
Correct.
All right. Both in the Boeing one. How come? One should
just actually
Airbus one into Boeing both. Spread out the risk Okay, let's see what's the next photo you have. Wow, you're sitting in the aircraft, Okay, interesting.
This is one of the aircraft that we were marketing at a point of time. So remember just now I told you it's just another product with a buyer and seller. So while a lot of people like, wow, you sell aircraft? Aircraft, you mean the remote control? No, the private jet. No, I literally had a question. But you see, when talking about larger object, essentially you can think of us as an agent, as a housing agent. Because I'm a broker, I don't hold the stock, you see.
Right.
So I find buyer, seller, and
you match them together. But then what happens if someone wants to buy a plane? Of course, they say, I want to bring it for a test flight or something.
So of course, there's the entire sales process, be it your pre-purchase inspection or the maintenance test flight if they choose, which they will. So there's a lot of different processes over there. And it's just a bit different from selling a house. Be it whether you're selling a landed house or
what's the average price of one of these aircraft? I mean, it's used.
Depends. So depends on the age and the
condition and everything?
Kind of aircraft, the model of aircraft, the classification of aircraft. So you have your light jets, medium, heavy, and of course
let's say like something that can carry 4 or 5 people.
A very small one, used aircraft would be about slightly less than 3 million USD. Yeah.
So this is really, hi, this is Robin Leach. Welcome to Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And here we,
Yeah, but
Walao.
I am not rich nor famous, so.
Oh, never mind, never mind. But you got to sit there, fly those planes, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, that is not a cheap hobby, huh?
Not at all. That's why I kind of had to use almost all my savings just to start this. Even though I'm just kind of a broker, you see. But the lucky thing for me was when I was in the army, I spent almost nothing. So I saved almost everything. Then after that, I was an insurance agent for a couple of years.
You take risk one, you dare to take risk one, a calculated risk. That's good.
Not really. I think it's just more because my academics not always the strong suit, you know. So I kind of have to take...
successful people are all college dropouts.
Maybe.
From Richard Branson to all those people who own, the Ted Turner who owns CNN and all, right. Even Bill Gates himself was a college dropout, right?
And Mark Zuckerberg as well.
Yeah. All these people, all don't worry, you are a very good company.
But hard to compare.
Okay, let's see what's the next picture. Hey, sure. I missed this. Okay. Wow, this is ready as a first officer.
No, this was when we were training in Perth. Jandakot, Australia.
Okay.
So this was when I already joined Singapore Airlines.
How long was the process to get your wings?
2 years. So we have 1.5 years to get our wings as a second officer. So that's 1 bar. This is as a cadet, so we don't have a bar.
Cadet.
No wings, no bar. But they'll teach you how to fly.
Right.
The entire process from a small aircraft all the way to the large Boeing. So this was the phase where I was flying the Cessna. So it's a different aircraft than what I've been flying in the Youth Flying Club. So this is a Cessna 172. And unfortunately, this is the only picture I could find. The rest...
It's okay, no worries. At least people can see. That's for you. I'm sure you will have another one where... this not Capitan yet, first officer.
No, this was second officer.
Second officer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so as I said, ladies, I guess that's your wife?
Yes,
Sophie, right? You say her name was?
Sophie.
So he's taken, not only taken, married, got kid already. So, okay, you've broken a lot of hearts, but... So what is Sophie doing now? Is she like...
She's doing HR in a school.
Okay. Yeah. So now she has to be doing a mummy as well. So, no wonder you got a bit of a...
my goodness.
Not enough sleep.
Every night cannot sleep. Because I have to take night shift.
So is it on breastfeed or
express milk. So breast milk.
Right, that's better for the baby, huh?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, good. Your life will change, huh?
Yeah,
okay, let's see what's
tiring.
the next one. Now you are in front of the aircraft.
So this one was already as a full-fledged first officer at that point of time.
So where's your first flight you flew when you became a certified and to fly and everything?
First flight I actually did a turnaround. They didn't give me like a long haul,
they don't want to
push you too hard
probably
also,
don't.
Right? They probably don't want to scare the life out of you. So I did a Bangalore turnaround.
Bangalore turnaround.
Correct.
So it's about a 4-hour one way?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less, huh?
Yeah.
So was it exciting? I mean, you did your first flight?
It was quite nerve-wracking actually because as a second officer, right, you're still considered a trainee. So we always have a first officer behind, a fully qualified pilot. But now as a first officer, suddenly you look behind and bolang, Now everything you have to do yourself.
Like that song, the heat is on.
Yeah, so you feel...
But you still have the captain there, right?
Of course, but now anything goes wrong, it's just you and him, you see. So you feel the responsibility because when you're carrying a couple hundred passengers, now you feel the whole weight on your shoulders and they give you 1 extra bar for that responsibility.
Yeah. So where's the furthest you have flown to based on the aircraft type you are flying? 777, right?
Correct. So the furthest I've flown to is LA. But not direct. We go via Narita.
You transit.
Yeah, and we also have San Francisco via Hong Kong. On this aircraft type. So we don't do direct because it's a bit too far for aircraft. That one they do on another fleet.
Okay. Also very interesting about that. Right now you are not flying much because COVID, right? Correct. And what is this? Let me look.
Remembering CFC.
Aloysius Pang. Okay. He was from the artillery, right?
Correct. So this was just last year when we were in Exercise Thunder Warrior. He was there slightly before me, right? Because we have different frames. But there was a bit of overlap. Aloysius happened to be one of my primary school mates. We were the same age. In Pei Chun. We knew each other, although not very close friends, not very good friends, but we did know each other at a point of time. And when I arrived in New Zealand for this Thunder Warrior, I don't think that he actually got into this accident yet, but because the journey to camp takes, I don't know, maybe half a day or something. It's a very long journey.
Long journey, okay.
So when we arrived, then we realized, hey, you know what? There's something bad happened. And of course.
Because also besides that, you were all in artillery, right?
Correct.
So that was a common thing that.
Correct. Yeah. So it was very, very disheartening, very demoralizing when it's someone, one of your brothers, you know, in the same unit, and then he had to undergo so much pain and whatever. And of course, unfortunately, he didn't make it.
To the injuries, huh?
Yeah. So it was a tough time. We being the ones still around New Zealand at a point of time, unfortunately, part of our national service then, instead of just
reservists, right?
Yes, correct, reservists. So we did a live firing exercise, but after it was cut, the following ones were cut, and instead of doing live firing, we had to send him off, lah. So send off the coffin.
It must be so emotional, man, for all of you, man, at that moment.
It was not easy, lah.
Okay. So that was your commemoration to Aloysius, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on now. Let's see any other something a bit more recent and a bit more joyful. Your
very recent,
girl.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, very recent.
Okay. What's her name? Kara with a C or with a K?
With a K.
K-A-R-A.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, she's so lovely.
Yeah, she's apparently, not apparently, she does look identical to when I was the same age. Yeah.
Okay lah. So the fruit don't fall too far from the tree, right?
Yeah. Well, hopefully she don't look like a boy, you know.
No lah, mommy is pretty, daddy is handsome. Don't worry, it's a very potent combination. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, lovely. So, how old? How many weeks or months is she now? You're saying?
She's 5.5 weeks.
5.5 weeks. Also, baru Margaret only lah, the full month lah, the baby full month lah.
Yeah, her full month just passed. Yeah.
All right, so wow, it was very fun talking to you.
Likewise.
You look very young, but then you have done some amazing stuff and some life experiences. So, well, and maybe before we end, because I asked every one of the people that I interview with, right?
Sure.
What are some of your hopes, your dreams and aspirations for your own young family and also for Singapore going forward before we wrap up this interview?
Right. I think at least for my family, I want to make sure that my daughter grows up with a very strong set of values, a very strong set of moral principles, which is what I subscribe to as well. Because I believe that everybody must have this kind of moral compass within yourself, and everything that you do in life has to follow your own values and principles. So I think it doesn't matter if she does not become, the most successful person out there, because success is not measured only by
financial
money.
Yeah, correct.
It's also the content of a person's character.
Right.
So obviously that's how we want to raise her, and I also hope that through my involvement in the PSP,
I was just about to come to that. Yeah. Why did you join PSP?
I joined PSP because, it's going to sound a bit cliche, but because of Dr. Tan Cheng Bok.
No, not cliche.
Okay.
I mean, what's the share with our viewers? Why?
Yeah. So
what resonated with you?
Right. Even quite a number of years ago, I was already quite for a more robust parliamentary system, a more fair system, compared to what it is today. Not that the PAP is no good. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that different voices can always help to bring the country forward, make it better. And unfortunately, there has been things which did not go as they should, in the past few years that I suppose most Singaporeans, or all Singaporeans would know. And some things were changed, be it the constitution for the presidential election or whatnot. And when Dr. Tan Cheng Bok was blocked, right, become Dr. Tan Cheng Block.
Blocked, that's the right word, blocked.
So after that, obviously there's this huge outpouring of empathy in a way, like wondering, hey, how can this kind of things happen?
How can it happen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of years later, then, my goodness, he's actually starting his own party, you know, and this guy who obviously was one of the most successful members of parliament,
26 years
in the PAP, not only in terms of tenure, but because he was in the CEC of the PAP.
Yeah, correct.
And he had the highest vote count of any MP, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
about
I think the record still stands.
Yeah, 88% back in Ayer Rajah. So if someone with such a stellar record now is able to say, you know what, I have to make things right. And I think if someone with such a strong conviction and his moral principles, and he is willing to say, I'm going to do this.
At his age, right?
Yeah, then what more a young person like me, you know? So one of the press conferences, he was just looking into the camera, right? And he's saying, I need good people to join me. I need young people. Okay, like maybe not specifically good young people, but you know, good people and young people, right? So I was like, man, this guy is like
that
talking to me.
Resonated with you, huh?
Yeah, not that I think I'm a good
don't
person.
Don't worry, you're definitely good. Don't worry. Yeah. And you're young somehow. Wow, so very good.
So I thought, man, you know, if I don't step out now, then when? And it's a matter of, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? So I've never been involved in politics before. I'm not that sort of person who just wants to go and hammer, the incumbent.
Yeah,
no,
right.
That's not what I do. But after seeing everything that has happened and this call for action, I thought, man, it's not as if someone can say, oh, I don't agree, you know, and then vote against it. I mean, Dr. Tan was the only one in my memory who actually voted against the PAP back when he was with them. But in recent memory, who maybe Mr. Inderjit Singh, but not voting again, not voting against, but just not voting altogether. You know, and I think this kind of system, it's very unhealthy because it becomes kind of a central person saying, I want to get this done, then it gets done.
It's a done deal. Right?
So it's like everybody is just there to say, yeah, we support you, we push it through. How about the rest of the people on the ground, you know? There's a certain disconnect already.
Well, that has always been the incumbents' way of doing something because they have the absolute majority in parliament, right? And just to recap, if I don't remember wrongly, one of the goals of your PSP, right, is that they want to deny the incumbent two-thirds majority, right? Yeah. Well, if you can deny them the two-thirds, wow, you are the new government already, you know. Okay, so that's very important. So they cannot just change the constitution as they like and things like this, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's very important. So any other issues that are sort of like, you know, that you feel strongly about?
I think right now we are too focused on GDP at all costs kind of thing, even though maybe Minister Chan Chun Sing said it's not. But from what I can see, be it the newspaper reports, the things I can see on the ground, I do feel like they are focusing a little too much on the economy rather than on the people, you know. And of course, you need a good economy for people to have good jobs. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
But how about the people who maybe fall by the wayside, fall through the cracks, right? And it's things like that where, you know, the kind of policies that we have, where is that policy that says I must help each and every single person in society, no matter how rich or poor, old or young or whatever, you know, now...
Yeah, many fall through the cracks.
It's kind of piecemeal policies, I feel, and I think all this can be improved. Not to say that it's bad now, but it can be better.
Can be better. Yeah, fully agree with you. Well, you know, there's this thing, right? Singapore is run not as a country, but run as a company because everything is about the bottom line. So maybe we can become a bit as
more humane,
PSP, more humane, more compassionate, right? And the strong must help the weak.
Definitely.
That makes a whole society better, is it?
Definitely.
You know, everyone become, you know, the Cantonese got a saying, you're on your own, man. I don't care about you. As long as my family is doing well, but cannot. That will lead to revolution, you know, in many countries. And we are not talking about revolution. In your PSP terms, we're always talking about evolution, which is change for the
better. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. You must step forward, right?
Yeah,
And that's what we all want Singaporeans to do. Because we have this culture of fear.
Definitely.
Are you crazy? You go and join the opposition? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Of course.
Oh, thank you very much for sharing that with us, Terence. So, I want to say thank you to you first for coming into the studio today to share with us your life story, which is very interesting. You know, from selling aircraft to becoming a pilot yourself. And also like to thank all our viewers for joining us today. And you will get to see a lot more of Terence. He will become a candidate. I think he's going to, I don't know where he's going to be standing, but then I'm sure you'll see more of him contributing next time. You will see him in Parliament even. Okay, so that's all the best to you and your colleagues from PSP.
Thank you
and we
very
thank
much.
you for watching the program.
Thank you.
And we'd like to say bye-bye.
Goodbye.